Lined up 15th on the grid will be car 7. The Chevy Danica Patrick will wheel in her NASCAR debut today. To a hardcore NASCAR fan, Patrick is just one of 43 drivers in the field. But as the crowds around the 7 car in the garage all week long illustrate, her presence in this race has drawn attention far beyond normal NASCAR circles after Danica decided to mix it up with racing's good old boys.
Boys, move over. The lady is coming through.
Danica Patrick leads the Indianapolis 500. Here comes Danica Patrick.
It's absolutely amazing.
So we don't need good headlines. We don't need good headlines. We just want.
I'll be driving the number 7 GoDaddy car for Junior Motorsports. Extremely proud to be able to give her this honor and to be the team that leads her into NASCAR.
There was a bunch of different things that made me say right now is the right time. I'm ready for the challenge. I'm just ready emotionally. There were lots of things that played into the team that I went with. I spent, quite a few trips out to Charlotte in summertime last year, meeting with teams, meeting with owners, drivers, getting people's opinions on what I should do and where I should go. Junior Motorsports was one of those that wasn't really in the picture. After Brad said that he was leaving and going to Penske, then it left a seat open. With the decision to run a full IndyCar schedule and then some nationwide races this year, we thought about the option of just racing an IndyCar, just racing stock cars, whether it was, no matter what it was. And then the best of both worlds was kind of to do both of them. It's going to take a while to learn this racing. What if I don't like it? What if I get over here and drive the cars and I'm like, ooh, this is not for me, but have already made that jump, and then all of a sudden, what the heck do you do then? So before I was able to sort of be, have my license, get qualified, be entered fully into stock car racing, I had to fill out a resume. I had to put what I had accomplished, what tracks I had raced at, which I just skipped that one because there's just too many. And where I finished and all that, I can't remember. And then I also had to put, names, references on there that they could call. And I felt really funny writing down names like Bobby Rahal, Michael Andretti, and Rusty Wallace.
Danica Patrick is in the seat of a stock car for the first time.
Green flag, green flag.
Danica Patrick all the way up to 5th now. That's the highest she's run.
Might have had a brake check happen right there, about 3 cars in front of you, too.
People brake check a lot?
You can't get the cars stopped. With the brakes that are on them, you can't get them stopped in a situation like that, so.
Tony is really smart. He knows a lot about the car. I want him to explain things to me, but at the same time, I don't always completely understand him. I'm trying to learn, but he talks over my head a little bit, but that's okay because I have a very limited amount of knowledge right now.
Nelson Piquet Jr. forces her down off the racetrack. Look at this ride through the grass she has.
Hold on to it, hold on to it.
I'll tell you, this right here is car control. Now, that's something that you got it or you don't.
I suppose I didn't expect to have to go through the grass, what seemed like almost crash. But on the other hand, it was also a really great thing because it also showed that, one, I caught it with Tony's help, but 2, that I'm not going to move and I'm not going to back off.
Man up, brother. Centers are rolling. The side of the car. This thing is not going to be pretty when it comes back.
The way you come back up through there, you've done awesome. Be proud of yourself. I know you learned a lot tonight.
I was mostly just kind of like beaming with happiness, and like I had so much fun rubbing and the passing and all that stuff happened in the last 20 laps. I was just really excited to be out there. I had just so much fun in a race car. It's like getting off a roller coaster and being like giddy happy and you want to get on it again.
And again, the 7 car that Patrick will steer coming from the Junior Motorsports stable, lined up in the 15th position on the grid. Danica only made her stock car debut here 7 days ago, but she is a very accomplished racer, from spending time in Europe as a teenager on the tough road racing development trail to the top level of American open wheel racing. She's finished in the top 10 4 times in 5 tries in the Indy 500 and was 5th in points in the Eyes on IndyCar Series last year. Today's her NASCAR first. For Patrick's pre-race thoughts, we go to Vince Welch.
Well, Alan, she's definitely been the belle of the ball. There's at least 100 fans around us right now as we get ready to visit with Danica. You've admitted that you have some anxieties before races. How big are the butterflies right now?
I'm pretty nervous, I'm not going to lie. You know, this car is definitely more challenging to drive than the ARCA car. It's definitely more on the edge. So, and these guys all know what they're doing. Not like they didn't know what they were doing in ARCA, but there's just more of them now, you know. So, and also some Cup guys. So, you know, I mean, it'll be a pretty good day if I can see some Cup bumpers that are starting up front. And then you got Tony Stewart coming through. So it's sure to be interesting. But I just, you know, plan on being smart and staying in line and being patient, just kind of like the ARCA race last weekend, you know, just following the leader and assess my car for a stint before I start getting crazy.
You've been in plenty of big races. You've driven in the Indianapolis 500, other big races. How does the pressure you feel right now compare to, say, before an Indy 500?
Well, you definitely feel like it's an Indy 500 here at Daytona. You know, it's the biggest race of the year for NASCAR. There's so many fans. You know, I've been here for 2 weeks, so it feels like I'm at Indy for a long time. And, you know, you can just feel the history and the importance. So, you know, I think anytime there's a lot on the line, you know, you get more nervous because you just want to do well. You want to do well when it's a big one.
How have you adjusted to this race car this week?
I think that it's good that we've had so much practice, really. I mean, you know, a couple hours here and there and getting to run in traffic and not having to really be preoccupied with qualifying. So that was kind of nice. You know, we even threw some things at it before qualifying that were like, you know what, if we qualify or don't, we're going to be in the race. So, you know, it's not a question. So it's nice to have that kind of comfort. And so we were able to really get out there and just run in some groups.
Finally, what defines a successful day for Danica Patrick today?
You guys always ask that question, and I think you're looking for some position answer, and I'm not going to give it because I don't know what it is, you know? I think that, you know, I think if the GoDaddy car comes back with a couple rings on the side and a dented bumper and I finish the race, then to be honest, I think that's a good day. You know, I think that means I've raced hard and kept it going mostly forwards.
Yeah, it'd be a good day indeed. Congratulations on a good week so far. Thanks for the time. Danica Patrick. Alan?
All right, Vince, thanks. And it's been the scene all week. The crowd of people around the garage, the crowd of people around the hauler, and there'll be a crowd of people watching today as that 7 car carries Danica Patrick through her first ever NASCAR stock car race and her second stock car race here at Daytona. Interesting, because I was going to ask you guys, you think there's a couple of butterflies? She admitted there's more than a couple of butterflies.
Well, I'm glad she said there is butterflies out there. She is nervous. I mean, can you imagine, though? Think about this now. She's went to Indianapolis 500. I mean, she's experienced a lot of the drama there. That's 33 cars. She's got 43 cars here, and she's never been in this type of stock car at Daytona. I just can't imagine the pressure that she has inside of her. She's pretty calm looking, but I got to tell you guys, when she gets on that racetrack with 43 of the country's best drivers, she's got to be all tensed up. But I believe in order for her to have a good day, she's going to have to keep this thing from getting in a wreck. She's going to have to be careful out there. She's going to have to listen to her spotters. And above all, guys, she's got to just bring this car home. But a lot of pressure on this young lady.